right, what's up, bitches? Another episode of Alexander and Friends. We've got Nick and we got DJ.
Okay.
Awesome.
We're going to go with a Halloween theme. This episode, we're going to go through and talk about just one of our favorite, I guess, Halloween spooky movies or whatever. But before I forget, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that follow button, go to the bio, and there should be links for Spotify, Apple Podcasts.
Legs.
Go to whatever you listen to podcasts on, follow, download the episode, play. It's super beneficial, even if you just like the video, just whatever. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I think I'm just going to go in rotation. Nick, you're going to go first since you decided that you were going to wing it. So if the turd's going to happen, it's going to happen up front.
No. No.
DJ?
I don't think I'm going to talk about Annabelle. That creepy bitch.
All right. You talk about Annabelle because that'll lead right into mine in a way. It's connected.
So Annabelle is one of my favorite.
Hold on. Pause. Go ahead.
That made me uncomfortable.
It's a big monster. Look at this.
Hell yeah. That's a big boy.
All right. So your movie of choice, one of your favorites, is Annabelle?
Yes. And it is based off a true story. So back in the 70s, a student nurse was given a student nurse was given a little Raggedy Ann doll.
Mm-hmm.
She had it for a little bit and she would keep it locked in her bedroom, and whenever she would come home it'd be moved in a different spot. So she got some
spooky.
So she got some psychic mediums to, I guess, read the doll. And apparently the spirit that inhabited Raggedy Ann was a little 7-year-old girl that died in that apartment complex named Annabelle. So the student nurse and her roommate thought, oh, let's accept it and be nice to it.
They basically accepted it into their home. They allowed the spirit to come into their home.
Yes.
They got duped. They're a bunch of fucking dummies,
Dumbasses.
even though they're like becoming nurses and doctors and shit. They're like the most gullible dum-dums.
Yes. The doll had other plans of being malicious and very frightening.
Okay, so what else did the doll do besides, mysteriously ended up in other places, end up writing messages on walls and shit? Did it kill somebody in the movie?
It would control them, like the spirit can possess you and stuff like that, and then go back. So it would fuck you up.
All right, so isn't the basic idea is that the doll wasn't the thing that was possessed? It was just using the doll as a tangible thing to dupe them into letting the demon end.
Yep.
And then didn't they contain the spirit within the doll to solve the problem or some shit?
There is a museum in Monroe, Connecticut, where the doll is in a wooden box with a glass door that says, warning, do not touch and do not open. And there was a museum visitor who didn't listen to the rules, touched it.
I'm going to guess white, in her 20s, and her name's Karen. And she don't like rules.
I'm going to say it's a white male because you already know we like breaking rules.
It was a man.
Is it a man?
It was a man. He was a motorcyclist.
Though, right? He's white.
Yes.
Okay.
He touched it.
We'd be dumb.
And we do be dumb. He touched it, and shortly after that, he ended up dying in a motorcycle accident.
What are the chances of that?
This is gonna be an all episode type thing.
That was like spot fucking on. There's a tarot card on the glass that has the devil picture on it. Someone actually offered the owners of the doll, their son-in-law, $1 million to buy the doll. He said no. He is smart. Don't move that bitch.
Dude, if that was my doll, I'd be like, please take it.
Take
She
it.
said,
Well,
It's ruined my life.
they have a priest that comes out regularly and blesses that area. I don't know how much. That's a lot of blessing.
Well, what I was gonna say is that like the Annabelle doll they use in the movies, like the Conjuring and that Annabelle movies, that's the first doll that I saw. I didn't see the original beforehand. I saw it afterwards. They
The
showed
original is a Raggedy Ann.
yeah, so like that was a super letdown for me because like think about it. Back in those days, porcelain dolls were like real popular, right? So
porcelain dolls.
If it was porcelain, dude, I would be way more freaked out about it.
Hell
Learning that
yeah.
it was a Raggedy Ann doll, I was a little let down.
The reason why they didn't use the Raggedy Ann doll is because they would need to get special permission. So they altered it to make it more creepy.
Yeah, they did the job because that
Yeah,
doll is
hell-
freaky as shit.
Hell yeah. I love the Conjuring movies. They're probably one of my favorite horror movies, hands down.
All right, what else you got on Annabelle?
There was a priest that came down one time. He looked at the Annabelle doll and said, "You have no power here. You are useless." Shortly after he left, he got into a really bad accident with a tractor. He survived.
tractor?
This doll loves car accidents.
A tractor?
A tractor.
Nice,
So yeah, get fucked.
basically.
That is all I have.
All right, Nick, you're up.
I don't got shit.
You don't
You
have a
said you're gonna
movie?
wing it.
Huh?
You said you're gonna wing it. What's your movie?
I think my favorite, like, would be one. It would like be, because they're all connected. It would probably be like, I don't know what movies go with it, but it would be like the movie with like the nun and shit, like that
Annabelle?
one. Yeah,
Yeah, The Nun. Like
The
wow,
Nun.
That's kind of weird. All of our movies are gonna actually be within the same universe of movies.
The Nun somehow
the nun is the first one.
lapse into the Annabelle story. I don't know how it goes into it, but it
Well,
does.
the Nun was introduced in The Conjuring 2, but it didn't actually dive into the backstory of the Nun until the Nun movie.
Yeah. So the nun comes before all of them.
Yeah, like on a timeline wise,
Yeah,
Nun comes before all of them.
I think it would be like that entire series, like that all intertwined together.
Well, there's like
Those
a
are-
whole James Wan universe. All right, I'm just gonna jump into mine since everything's all connected. I chose The Conjuring, and for for a few reasons, but I don't generally like horror movies because the whole idea of a horror movie for me is that I want it to scare me or make me feel uneasy or something. And I grew up watching horror movies and just laughing. I watched the original It movie and laughed as a kid, and what's the Possession movie from way back in the day, like way before we were born? The Exorcist. I couldn't get past the opening scenes because I just couldn't stop laughing at the whole possessed scene. Like as soon as she started screaming fuck me" to the priest, I was like, oh hell no.
My grandmother would watch it like this.
Yeah, people were legitimately scared of those movies back in the day.
Our mom is deathly scared of Michael Myers.
Michael Myers.
That was one that made me feel a little uneasy as a kid, but I was always filled with questions of how did he catch up to that person? I didn't even see him move.
Right.
Exactly. You just see him walking, and then the next thing you know, you're like a town over and he's sitting right there.
I was more scared of the old guy in that movie. than anybody else. Like
The guy that would help Michael
yeah, like he was
or sit there and
like
talk with him.
a counselor or some shit. I was more freaked
Yeah,
out
I
by
think
that guy
so.
than Michael Myers.
Hell yeah! Like
I
why
thought
wouldn't you just
Jason was cool, but I thought Freddy Krueger was probably the closest one to like one that sort of kind of scared me, but not really. As soon as I saw him rip Johnny Depp's genitals out of his body, I was like, that's funny.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh. Anyways, all right.
That just sounds painful.
Yeah.
I digress. Okay, so I chose The Conjuring because for whatever reason, horror movies don't usually do it for me unless they're clever, which is funny because James Wan is the director of the Conjuring movies. And I almost picked Saw as my movie, which would be related to all of you guys' movies too, still, because that was James Wan's first ever movie that he directed straight out of college.
I've never seen a Saw movie.
You've never seen a
Really?
Saw movie?
Nope.
Bro, they're clever as shit. They're on the gory side, but like they've got like the story is just good. Like the way the way he lays it out.
I have a movie that you guys might think is really fucking gory.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get through this really quick, and we'll add on some notes at the end. James Wan also did the Insidious movie. He did Fast and Furious 7, and he did Aquaman. So like, dude's like all over the place and does his shit well. I think arguably, Aquaman is probably like the better movie out of the DCEU movies, like including Superman versus Batman, Wonder Woman, and all those movies. I think arguably
Easily.
Aquaman is probably one of the better ones. Right next to Man of Steel. That's still my favorite out of all those little pockets of movies.
Snyder cut for me.
Snyder Cut was good, but I think they get disqualified because that's not what they put out originally. So like they shit the bed and then they put a 4-hour Band-Aid on it, which was awesome, but you know, should have just gave us that to begin with. But the story follows, like this is my favorite part, is that it follows real life situations that actually happens. Put those bunny ears up there because who knows. But it follows Ed and Lorraine Warren, which are the I guess you call them exorcists.
They're the psychic mediums.
Well, it says right here that Ed, the husband, was the only demonologist. See here, the only non-ordained demonologist officially recognized by the Vatican. He didn't go through like the normal ways of doing things, but the Vatican still recognized him as, you know, a rock star. So he's got a lot of street cred going straight into it. But I mean, they are the same people that helped with the Amityville horror case. This movie deals with, I think it's the Parent family. I can't remember their name, and a few other ones that were like high profile, very much covered in the news, sort of things. Like whenever this was coming out in the news, they were the ones touching base and sent out to deal with all of the hauntings and stuff. But it follows a family that is largely being haunted by one specific demon, but in this house they've got many different spirits. And later on in the movie, you figure out that that person who originally owned the house was connected. It was one of the witches in the witch trials that was burned at the stake. So it's like like it's just fucking 666 spooky central at this house. And like one of like the weird things is that this family's trying to restart. Of course, when a white family in a movie tries to restart somewhere, shit's gonna be haunted. Something's fucked up. I mean, if
shit's gonna hit the fan.
Yeah, shit's gonna hit the fan. But
always
many spirits surround this house are pretty much haunting it. But there's just like this one specific dark entity that is just the worst one. That's the one that's pretty much eating at this family. Throughout the course of the movie, you see a bunch of freaky shits. Like the whole thing is that Lorraine can see the spirits or whatever, and she can sense them. She knows they're there, but in order for them to get the Vatican to send a priest in to exorcise the house, they have to send proof before they get the green light. Well, it gets to a point where it's so bad that they just can't wait, and they have to go in and pretty much exorcise the demon out of the house. So Ed does it. But I think the thing that sets this movie apart from most of the horror movies that I've seen, and this will include Insidious too, the movie he did, was the music, and his camera work sets the tone of the whole movie. So whenever you finally do see like a fucking a ghost foot, or just like hear children in the background, it's like, God damn it, that was scary.
Send chills down your fucking spine.
Like, it makes you feel like you're there. But like, that's something that he does really good in all of his movies, especially his horror movies, is he pairs the music and the overlay of noise with his camera work. Like, you'll see this one scene where camera comes from way, like the family's moving into the house, right? And it seems pretty happy or whatever, but the camera comes down, and then it floats in with the family as they're walking in and dispersing and like moving stuff around in the house. And then eventually it gets to a point where like the tone just changes and the camera kind of turns. It's like, it's fucking crazy. It's not just like your normal like camera here, looking there, perform scene. It's like, it makes you feel like you're part of the movie. And it's all done. It's not digital either. He got up onto a scaffold thing, like a motorized scaffold, and it's lowering him while he's holding the camera. Then he steps off the scaffold when he gets to the ground, and he's using like a dongle or whatever to float in with the camera, and he's just walking behind the family as they're crossing paths and stuff. So like, he's just a fucking master when it comes to like movie making.
He's a genius.
Yeah, and he also produces it. He does like all the like a bunch of like audio stuff. Like, he's like real involved with the movie, but in a good way. The Conjuring movie is the first movie that he came out with that started this whole universe. All the Annabelle movies split off of this. The Nun movies splits off of this. Like, it's fucking impressive.
That house, the Conjuring house, is actually up for sale right now.
Fuck that.
For $1.2 million.
What's crazy is that he went to that house, and I think at one point he wanted to film the movie in the house.
In the house. I think they had to build like a replica one. Yeah, I said I want it.
What is your damn problem?
If you get that house, I mean, like, it was nice knowing you.
Stay the fuck away from me.
Like,
I like spooky
I don't think
stuff.
you're invited to any Christmas or Thanksgiving or weddings. Like, we're spreading the word that you got the ghost cooties. You're not allowed.
Holy water put on you every time I see you.
I don't think Cleveland, Tennessee can handle that kind of stuff if you come back. It's bad enough.
I like spooky stuff.
I mean, I like watching documentaries and movies. I don't need to like walk up in that shit. Like, there's like a difference between like, let's go to a prison and like ghost hunt, and then go into a house that's like, literally, there's a fucking movie about it. It's like basically the biggest warning sign of, don't go here.
Well, I'm a young white male in my 20s. It's what we do.
See, I'll just write the movie about you, about making the stupid, dumb white male mistake and getting haunted.
Yes. I want some of the money so I can go see a therapist afterwards.
What do you mean money? You're dead. 100%. This movie's going to end with the credits saying, in memory of DJ. You get no money.
Everyone's going to be like, who the fuck is DJ? Oh, just some guy that lived in Cleveland, Tennessee. Where the fuck is that? Don't ask.
I'll get you a nicer tombstone after the movie comes out.
Hell yeah.
Royalties.
No, I'll get you one of those big fancy graves.
Like a cathedral.
Yeah.
I want a mausoleum.
That's the
mausoleum.
Name. That's the
mausoleum all to myself.
That's
like the tall Betty mausoleum. Yeah, we'll get you.
Yep.
I'll get you one bigger than the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
So that's kind of weird that all of our movies pretty much connected with each other.
Yeah. Right, so I got a movie for you guys.
All right.
What is it? Bet I've seen it.
No, you haven't, Rob. It's called Spit on My Grave.
I've heard of it.
I've heard of it, and I've heard that it's fucking it's bad.
Yeah, I heard it's
real bad.
Terrifying.
I'll start with this. You watched a bitch get raped.
That's what I was referring to. I wasn't gonna say it, but there's like
Oh, well,
a
you know
legit 5-minute rape scene, right?
With 5 dudes.
Oh Jesus, I didn't know that.
She killed all 5 of them.
Jesus.
I
She killed all 5 of them?
Mm-hmm.
As she should.
Now, do you guys remember the movie Last House on the Left or something? I think it was
Yep.
called. Okay, so there's
Think
like
so.
a
I remember
rape scene in that movie. I remember going, this movie came out, I was probably like 17, 18. But I went to somebody's like birthday party and like their parents and stuff were there. And I think their birthday was like around Halloween time. And that movie had just come out like on DVD. And unknowing to literally anyone in that house that there was a rape scene in the movie. We're all sitting there having fun, eating chips, just joking around. We start watching this movie, and then that scene happens. The whole mood shifted. We're all very uncomfortable. Like there were parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles of that girl there, and like it just wasn't good. Did not do well.
10 out of 10. Do not recommend.
I won't. I probably won't be watching the Spit on Your Grave movie. I
think
I'll
there's
skip
like
that.
4 of them. I think there's like 4 of them. And I think it's the second or third one that she murders them. One of the guys, so you have...
You have to wait multiple
retarded-
movies for her to have a revenge?
I
Fuck that.
think so. I could be wrong. So one of the guys, one of them's a crooked cop, and the other guy's a retard.
I
2 R words.
don't think
I'm
you
not
can say
supposed
that
to
word.
say. 2 of them, 2 R words. I'm just on a roll right now. She takes a shotgun. So the cop said he likes anal
Oh, okay.
and
Like
raped her
he
in
likes
the
it?
ass.
Oh,
He
okay.
raped her in the ass. And she
Oh.
took the shotgun barrel.
No.
Put it in her own ass. I mean, wait, hold on. Put it in his ass.
All of it.
Oh, Lord.
The barrel is this big.
He deserves it. So, I mean, I don't feel bad.
Ramming it and screaming, "Do you like that? Do you like that? How about this?" I don't remember what she did to the retarded guy. I said it again. God damn it.
I hate you.
I'm not going to edit that out. You're going to get canceled at the age of 19.
She tapes a string to the trigger of the shotgun, has it pointing at the cop, and the slow person. There we go.
Mentally handicapped, whatever.
There you go.
Special
Yeah,
needs.
Same thing. Sped. I don't really care.
Way
It's
cool.
knocked out. I don't know I can't remember what she did to him, but he woke up in a panic, and the cop was like, "Don't move your arm, don't move your arm," and he moves his arm. Shotgun blast straight through his chest, and kills the other guy too.
Jesus.
Those are only 2 out of the 5.
I think, again, still going to skip that one.
Yep.
Oh,
The
come on.
the movies I find weird, not really fucked up or creepy, are the movies. I don't think you've seen them, Nicholas. Wrong Turn. Have you seen those?
Familiar. What's that one about?
It's about a family that lives up in the woods that
Yep, see, you lost me there.
they are incest. So they're all deformed, and
You definitely
everything.
lost me there.
the parents are brother and sister, and their son and daughter are husband and wife, and their cousins are fucking their cousins, and blah blah blah. And this
Sweet
Group of-
home Alabama.
well, like Polk County, whatever.
I was going to slot a Polk County comment in there, but
Oof.
I didn't do it.
I would have done it anyways.
I got you, Alex. A bunch of friends ended up going camping, and they went camping in their territory of the woods.
Mhm.
What is this? The fucking 1300s? Fucking territory? What the fuck?
Is this present day or is this like way back when?
At that time, when the movies came out, it was present day. Like there were cell phones and everything, but where they were, there was no service, so they couldn't call for help or anything. And people that on that territory set up booby traps.
No.
And at the end of the movie, there was only one of them that survived. Like they killed all of them.
Did they eat them?
They ate them and everything.
Oh God!
They ate the people they killed. So yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Cannibal incests people.
So the last guy, they had a spear, like an iron spear rig. I guess he hit a tripwire and it right through the head.
See, now I never want to go in the woods again. Thanks, DJ.
Well, so that was nice. All right, that was a good list of like. Again, I don't really watch horror movies, and if you're gonna pull me into one, I've got to be interested. It's got to be clever.
We're gonna sit down. Listen, we're all gonna sit down
and not watch that movie.
On my grave.
No, we're not. No, we're not. Fuck
yes,
off.
we are.
I'd rather watch Wrong Turn 15 times in a row than watch that shit.
I'm going to work real hard and imagine that movie doesn't even exist, actually.
I'm going to Control Alt and Delete from my brain.
I'm going to remind you every single time.
I'll punch you in the mouth every single time.
And then I'll punch you in the throat.
That's fine. I'd rather be punched in the throat than the mouth.
Depends on the punch, I guess. All right, we're almost out of time, so I'm going to go ahead and do the call to actions. If you're watching on YouTube, like, subscribe, hit that bell, do all the stuff that you know that you're supposed to do. Like just liking it, subscribe. It's fucking free. Just do it. It helps us out a whole lot.
Come on.
And if you rather just listen to us on that podcast form, we're on Spotify, Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, and pretty much everywhere that Anchor distributes, which is all of the main sources. And there, follow, download the episodes. If you can leave a rating. I know there's comments on Spotify now, and I do believe they're starting to do video podcast on Spotify also. So you might see that soon too. What?
Huh?
Do it or I'll slit your throat.
Oh.
Hey.
Easy.
Hey, if I'm gonna get listen, if I'm gonna get canceled, gotta go out all out.
You went full Sith. You just went red too. So that's not what you did.
Makes sense.
All right. I think that's gonna do it for this episode.
Lightsaber?
You got about 3 seconds.
3, 2, 1.
Oh my God! I thought it was an actual lightsaber. See ya.